February is almost here, which means yes, it is time for another plan with me. Before diving in though, I do want to say a huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. I'm pumped to be partnering with them again this year because I use Squarespace to run my own blog, and I'll be talking about some of the particular features I adore in a little bit. You may or may not know that I have a newsletter that I send out every single Monday filled with motivation and tips and ideas on making slow but steady progress in our lives, something to uplift you for the week ahead. So if you want to join that, there's a link in the description box below. Joe behind there is just like, stop talking, Caitlin. Let me shine. Fair. Off you go, sir. He's ready. There's something very relieving about February coming around. After the holiday chaos of December and the goal setting of January, it's just nice to be able to settle into life again with some normalcy. Starting off this month at a glance / habit tracker spread by using a black Tombow dual brush pen to write out the title. After years and years of bullet journaling, it could sometimes feel as if I've done every type of header style imaginable, but the way I wrote out February felt very fresh when compared to what styles I've been gravitating towards the past few months, so I gotta make note of this so I stay inspired to keep looking for those creative opportunities going forward. I'll have the marker I'm using linked below, as well as links to anything else you see me use in today's video to create these spreads. On the left page, I decided to add my habit trackers. I'm making 3 simple grid habit trackers that I can fill in to track hydration, meditation, and yoga. The great thing about February is it has 28 days, so it makes for a very satisfying to the eye 14x2 grid box. I'm here for it, and although I do sometimes draw grids like this without a ruler, because I wanted this particular page to be so minimal, I really committed to the ruler here because when the lines are super clean, it makes the simplicity of the spread pop a bit more. I kept the clean lines going when creating the month at a glance on the right page. The calendar itself is too small for me to actually fill anything within it, but I've left a decent chunk of the right bottom page open for me to write down important events. I've mentioned before that in addition to using a bullet journal, I also use a digital calendar, especially because work deadlines are constantly shifting around. So because I do have a digital planner, it gives me the freedom to make months at a glance like this one that don't need to be as functional for high volume planning. I usually use this space to, as I mentioned, mark down important events, special occasions, appointments, etc. If you're loving what you're seeing, then you're going to want to check out the photos of today's spreads on my website, CaitlinDeSilva.com, so you can easily reference your favorites when you're doing some planning of your own. CaitlinDeSilva.com is proudly run using Squarespace, an all-in-one platform that has made creating and maintaining a blog such an easy process for me. Not only do they have a wide selection of professional-looking templates to choose from, I mean, look at those sexy templates. Am I the only one drooling over here? I think not, but I'm also able to format my blog posts with slideshows for images, dividers, and clickable buttons to make them more pleasing for you to feast your eyeballs on. So if one of your goals for 2022 is to start building an online presence for you or your business, then Squarespace is ready for you to get started. You can check out squarespace.com today for a free trial and use the URL squarespace.com/Caitlin'sCorner to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. The next 2 pages are 2 that I will be returning to every day in February, so it felt appropriate to stick them after the month at a glance and habit trackers. The left page is a place for me to do a daily gratitude practice, and the right page has some journaling prompts for me to tackle this month. To create this paper drip look, I simply printed out a green rectangle and used a pencil to roughly sketch out a swirly line that I used my scissors to cut out. When you're trying to cut out curvy lines with scissors, it's best to make lots of mini cuts to minimize the chances of sharp edges. Then I went in with my Sharpie S-Gel black pen to create a simple table where for each day of February, I'll have room to quickly jot down something I'm grateful for. Although I don't do a formal gratitude log in my journal every month, it is something I try to do mentally in the morning while getting ready. I know it can sound like a cheesy thing to do, but it's refreshing to intentionally dedicate brain space towards something uplifting, and I think it's had a huge impact on changing my attitude during times where I don't feel like being very positive. To link the 2 pages together, I followed along the swirl line of green paper and wrote out the words stop, think, reflect, and appreciate. Those words really sum up the vibes of these two pages, so I thought they were fitting choices. And the text itself has the added bonus of being a pleasing decorative touch that makes the paper drip feel more complete. I brought back my Sharpie S-Gel pen once again to write out some journal prompts that I had came up with, including which areas of my life do I feel most fulfilled with, what qualities within myself do I consider worth strengthening, which do I feel like need healing? What's a new hobby I could see myself investing time into this year? What's a memory that's had a big impact on my life? I think these will provide lots of great journaling sessions in February, and when I do these, I usually just like to set a timer for 10 minutes or so and let my brain go. In February, I will officially be turning 25, so I wanted to create a spot to highlight this important life milestone because 25 feels like a pretty big deal. I'm a quarter of a century years old, folks. Heyo! Since this is a birthday spread, I doodled in my zodiac's constellation on the top right page. If there are any fellow Aquariuses out there, raise your hands in the comments below. I then took scraps from the green paper from the previous spread to create two rectangles that I could paste on to these pages. The box on the left is a dedicated place for me to record some highlights of my 24th year of life. In last week's vlog, I mentioned how because January's New Year planning and my birthday are so close together, I feel like I end up in a very self-reflective state for the first month of the year. So this feels like a wonderful way to close this season off. The top of the left page felt like it was missing something, so I threw in some other personality quiz results that I've done over the years, the Myers-Briggs, the Enneagram, love language. On the bottom left page is a spot for me to record intentions I have for 25, and on the right page is a section for recording some general life lessons that I think will serve me well to remember as I head into this next life quarter. If you've got any advice for me, whether you're younger, my age, or older, I love to hear what wisdom you have to pass on. I also want to think about a word of the year for 25. Word of the years have become really popular as of late, and it's essentially just the practice of choosing a word to represent what you want the next year to look like. I'll include an article that I shared with my newsletter fam in the comments below that goes over it in more detail. I let the pasting in continue by printing out two photos I found on Pinterest that just made my soul happy. I love incorporating photos that inspire me into my spreads because when you're looking at your planner so much, it can be a great opportunity to create some mini vision board moments for yourself. I also love taking it a step further and really trying to find ways to make the photos feel like they belong in the spread by drawing on top of them and incorporating elements of the page onto the photos. The clear sky on the left photo left this great opportunity to let my events table spill over, and this is a table designed to write down any appointment or events or general summary of the kind of day I plan to have, like a filming day, an editing day, or a cleaning day. Each day of the week then gets its own little spot for me to write more to-do items, with the weekend getting smaller sections because there's usually less of a need for serious planning on those days. And then to really bring the photos to life, I just let my hand doodle some images that felt right for the images. Even though the photos aren't taken by myself, the doodles help personalize them and make them feel like they're just meant to be there on the page. Usually I leave the actual planning for off camera, but I decided to just quickly highlight my day of birth on February 8th. I haven't decided exactly how I plan to spend the day yet. I don't usually do anything too crazy, but a trip to the bookstore, I gotta say, may be involved with my plans. I may be biased towards this page because it's about my birthday, so the 25 dashboard really does it for me, but I want to know in the comment section down below which spread from this month's layout was your favorite. Also curious to know, what is your zodiac sign? Tell. Do we got Aries here, Libras, any Scorpios? Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Do not forget to click that link in the description box below to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Discounts are a fun time you don't want to miss out. out on it. All the deets below. Like this video if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already so you don't miss future planner videos, which may or may not be sooner than you think. Like next Friday, there might be some sort of journaling video coming out. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just the creator of this channel. I'm not the most reliable source of information on new videos or anything. I will see you all very soon with a new one, and until then, have a great week. Peace out.